welcome to Orient TV English News Summary. The Syrian Human Rights Network has reported that 80 civilians have been killed by Al-Assad regime today, mostly in Homs, as launchers have been pouring rockets on many parts of the province, killing and wounding unarmed residents. They also burnt many residential and commercial buildings and targeted a warehouse where humanitarian aid has been stored. In Hama, the regime intensified its fierce military operations there, bombing and invading several cities and towns. The regime also carried out widespread arrest raids where many rebels and activists have been captured, and they will be tortured to death or released after being abused, as is the case with all the regime's prisoners. Adding to that, the regime forces have bombed many cities and towns in Hama and its suburbs, killing and wounding a large number of civilians. 4 residents of the city of Deir ez-Zor have been murdered by the continuous military operations that the regime forces have been carrying out in the city. And in another development, a huge blast rocked one of the towns of Deir ez-Zor called Al-Abu Kamal, which was also exposed to heavy shelling earlier, where many areas were damaged. And in the capital, Damascus, and its suburbs, the regime continued with its violent attacks on many areas, in what is considered a serious escalation that happens for the first time in the capital, where they also cordoned one of the towns and turned it into military barracks, where they carried out a fierce military campaign, arresting many unarmed rebels of different ages and genders. And in the south of Syria, the regime troops bombed the city of Daraa and closed off its southern entrance. They also inflicted incredible damage to public and private properties, as they used mortar shells to target civilians, wounding many of them and destroying numerous residential buildings. In Aleppo, the UN observers have arrived earlier to the city of Al-Atarib after it was heavily bombed by Al-Assad forces. The observers roamed around the city and witnessed firsthand the staggering amount of damage that was inflicted on the city, and they also were able to confirm the dire need of humanitarian aid. The Syrian ambassador in Iraq, Nawaf al-Faris, has announced in a video posted on the internet that he has defected from the Assad regime and joined the rebels. He also said in an interview that Bashar al-Assad is no longer the country's president, but he is a criminal killing the Syrian people. And he's been with the revolution since the very first day, but due to personal and political reasons, and because of his duty, very few people were aware of this. And media sources have revealed information about the arrival of 18 high-ranking Syrian officers and their families to Turkey after they defected from the Assad regime. The sources added that 2 officers, colonels, 6 lieutenant colonels, 8 majors and 2 captains left Syria with their families and more than 40 Syrian citizens, mostly women and children, and they arrived in Turkish territory yesterday. This is the end of the summary. For more updates about the Syrian revolution, please check our Facebook page. Thank you for watching.